If you're looking to cut the crap and get maximal muscle mass results in the gym, this video is for you. Today, I'm going to unleash 5 secrets to maximize muscle gain that I wish I knew earlier. Now, you're gonna have to excuse the sun in my face a little bit. It's early in the morning on the Gold Coast. It's like 30 degrees. So just bear with me a little bit. I may look a little bit lit up here, but I'm going to give you all of these secrets to help you gain muscle. Now, the purpose of this video is to really let you guys know that when you're going to the gym, you wanna make the most of your time. Just going to the gym, like anything in life, you don't wanna half-ass it. Too often, most people go to the gym and they're like, I'll train hard, I'll eat well, I'll do some steps. And they just do all of these things, but they're just so averagely done. If you simply just got out a program, utilized these secrets, progressively overloaded them for time, gave it maximal effort, well then you're going to get your best bang for your buck. So we're going to implement the most important strategies to implement from tomorrow. Let's get on to golden nugget number 1, and that is your warm-up. Most people think a warm-up should just be 2 to 3 minutes, or it could be 10 minutes of stretching. Not the case. You structurally need to map this out as if it's like any part of your program. Use some CNS training, which is your central nervous system. Something that we could do here would be like a box jump, where you could go up from A to B. This is simulating a real session. If you're squatting and you're going heavy enough, there's going to be some sort of complications between going from the bottom up to the top. If you're not influencing power, you're not going to lift much weight. Also, you're not going to get stronger. So it's important that when we do a box jump, we simulate power going up quick, not... And then when we squat, you'll naturally feel yourself be stronger. And also in here, you're ready to go. It's also fight or flight when it comes to like a box jump. What you really want to focus on is not falling. 1, that's embarrassing, but then 2, that would hurt too. So box jumps are a great way to start with your CNS training. You could also do some juggling, you could do some lunges, you could do anything that makes you really think about the given movements ahead. Once we've handled a CNS warm-up, you then want to look at some dynamic stretching. Now the key is you want it to be dynamic and not static. The reason being is the movements you're about to do, you are going to be moving. As you can see in this slide, I'm doing rotations of the shoulder joint because I'm about to do movements of the shoulder joint. It makes complete sense. If I was to do a static hold, I am encouraging static movement. Not good. And then lastly, a nice little cue that I like to think about, you really want to map out the target tissue. So if you want to train chest, do some push-ups. Do 20, do 25, do 30, do whatever amount of reps you need to do to get maximal blood flow into the pecs. Thereafter, when you carry over onto your bench press or your dumbbells, you don't really have to go finding your pecs. They're already found. Again, it seems common sense, but a lot of people don't do this stuff. If you're doing rows, do some inverted rows off the Smith machine. Do 10 reps, do 12 reps, do some chin-ups. They don't have to necessarily be pretty, but what we're trying to do here is just pull blood into the target tissue. Once the blood's into the target tissue, well, the muscle's been found and you can carry on with your workout. If you're a beginner, you want to do a lot of this. As you advance and you get better, the muscles grow and they're easier to engage with because that mind-muscle connection has done it for years. If you're a beginner, it's much like driving a car for the first time. You really want to pay attention to your warm-up and pulling the muscle with blood flow. Whereas if you're advanced, you don't really need to think about it. Golden nugget number 2 is progressive overload. Now, the key to progressive overload is not just more weight. You could increase reps, you could shorten your rest time, you could add in quarter pulses. Basically, what is required here is you need to be better than last week. To break through your plateau is to progressively overload every session. Golden nugget number 3 is training frequency. If you're looking to gain maximal muscle mass, you need to hit certain muscle groups more than other muscle groups. This is also going to depend on the context of what you are specifically after. If you want bigger shoulders, you're going to need to train them more than someone that is focused on chest and not getting bigger shoulders. So you can't follow someone else's program. While we're on that, smaller muscle groups can get a bit more of a beating than say bigger muscle groups. So shoulders, you could train 3 times per week, whereas hamstrings and glutes, you probably only want to hit 2 sessions a week. To summarize, deltoids 2 to 3 times per week, arms 2 to 3 times per week, legs 2 times per week, chest and back 2 times per week. You can program this however you like, and obviously again, context is key here. So if you want significant results, understand what you want, not what someone else wants, and then maximize your training volume and frequency. Golden nugget number 4 is left with training modalities. You have rest pause methods, you have drop sets, you have quarter pulses, you have half reps, you have top half reps, bottom half. There is so much to consider here. But the most important thing here is 1, injury prevention. Now, When we talk about injury prevention, if you're lifting too much load, there's higher chance of injury. So doing blocks where you add in quarter pulses, rest pause methods, or drop sets is going to be key to limiting injuries in the future. Now, when we're specifically talking about something like a rest pause method, they're a little bit different to drop sets. So how they work is you choose a weight, you would do say 25 reps, rest for 30 seconds, and then you're going to AMRAP sets with 15 seconds in between. So to further clarify this, you could do a 25 kilogram goblet squat, hit 25 reps, drop the weight on the ground, give yourself 15 to 30 seconds, pick that weight back up, do as many reps as possible, put that weight back down, 15 seconds, go again, 15 seconds, and keep repeating this for say 3-4 rounds. Whereas a drop set would be you dropping the weight each set. So you would do 25 kilos for 12 reps, then you drop it to 22 kilos, then you drop it to 20, and so on. So a rest pause method is reps regressing, whereas a drop set would be weight regressing. Highly useful during COVID when I didn't have access to a lot of load. Rest pause methods and drop sets were very useful, especially with the arms and shoulders, because you could do 25 reps of lateral raises, rest for 30 seconds, and then the reps would naturally regress. And then from there, you're like, whoa, I did like a whole workout, but really you've actually only had to load your shoulders with like 15 kilograms. So really good for injury prevention, but then also very good for metabolic tension. Very, very, very good for hypertrophy of the muscle, which is absolutely anabolic. Fatigue will be present, but instead of lifting heavy, you've lifted a lighter load. Same goes for quarter pulses, half reps, and all that sort of stuff as well. Training modalities and not centering your whole workout around them, but utilizing them at the right time is going to be influential for muscle gain. And our last golden nugget is completely understanding that things take time. They take effort, they take time, they take patience, they take consistency, all of these words. If you're not willing to do this for the long term, you will not grow muscle. Much like if you were to diet for 4 weeks, you're not going to lose the fat that you want to lose. Each individual watching this will have different scenarios. How they attack things is going to largely differ. Everything takes time and consistency. Now, if you would like to know more about some of these golden nuggets, please comment below, guys. The more questions that you can ask, the more I can deliver you content, the more I can answer, the more I can help. So to summarize all of those golden nuggets that you're going to be able to take home, that you're going to be able to apply to maximize muscle gain while everyone else is kind of wishy-washy results. Difference between a CNS warm-up, maximizing blood flow within the given tissue, making sure that you're doing dynamic stretching. Progressively overload is key. Don't just get focused on more weight or more reps. Try and get a little bit more adventurous here. Training modalities are great. You shouldn't center your whole workout around them, but you should definitely include rest pause methods, drop sets, quarter pulses, and lastly, nothing happens overnight. If you're not willing to show up day in, day out for years with absolute effort, you're not going to get anywhere. And this doesn't just go for training, this goes for nutrition, work, family life, investments, whatever you want to look at. Everything takes time and effort. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, do your thing, and I will see you at the next one.